What is your name?
My name is Touzah Jahbash.
And you live here in Sint Maarten, Philipsburg?
Yeah, I'm from Sint Maarten, French Sint Maarten, French side.
So you said you don't like the name herbalist, although you know a lot about plants. Why don't you associate yourself with the name herbalist?
Because the word herbalist to me, it's attached to all that is physical, material, and human, nature, environment. But the spiritual aspect of life is premise, and the physical aspect is secondary. So the herbs only can be applied upon the physical aspect of the human. It cannot work on the spiritual aspect. Whereas the spiritual aspect can work on both the spirit and the physic. So I more is a spiritual man. I can declare to you the spiritual values of life, which is presented via words. From the beginning was the word, and everything we attempted to do today will be presented through words. When we meditate, we see it through words, though we don't hear anything. So that's what's premised today. And through words, we will plan and organize and centralize and create things and make things happen. But if there's no word and no one agree with each other, nothing would happen. So the first phase of life is spiritual, which comes through the word. We have positive words, we have negative words, we have emotional words, which is attached to the negative words. But the positive words is what make things happen in the world for me and for you. The negative things, the emotional words is what stagnate things and give us sickness and disease.
Wow, that's interesting. So as a spiritual person, because I am also spiritual, you're saying that words carry a lot of weight. So it's better not to say negative words, because negative words carry a certain vibration which can really hinder or delay your progress. So it's better to speak into the universe positive words, correct?
The positive words have a foundation, and it have a beginning where it begins with everything that is in the world today. For if we can say that there were no creator, then there would have no time, there would have no space, and there would have no purpose. And if you have time and you have space and you have a purpose, then there is a creator, and he has no beginning. So just by these three words that I'm just mentioning to you, no one can deny there's a creator because of time, space, and purpose. Is it written that he command time? Yes. Is it written that he created the whole universe, the world, everything? Yes. Did he have a purpose for us? Yes. Then we settle to that, and that is spiritual. Passed on unto us via what we have here. When we go to the Garden of Eden, he said, every fruit tree that beareth seed for you shall be called meat, and the leaves for the healing of the nation. But today we are a setting where the fruits are being consumed without seeds.
They're genetically modified.
And this is a problem, because you must ask yourself then, who are genetically modifying them? Are they related to us, or are they not related to us? Are they hampering us? Yes. Why are they hampering us? Then there's something else. And we look at the drive of the universe and who occupies the universe, who controls the universe, who's responsible for all that goes on earth here today. We will see that is a specific set of people.
Yes.
And they have the trap set. Why would you set a trap if you have good intention? If you insult me, I feel bad. But if you exalt me, I felt good.
Yes.
But it's the same person, but two different words. But why it's not you that shift my feelings is the words, because you don't have this energy. The energy resides in the words. So I may send to you 100 words, 99 is positive, you smiling, you agree, you feel exalted, and the last one insults you, you dump all.
Why is that? Because if someone floods you with good words like, you're great, you look good, you're doing the best thing on earth, and then they say one little thing like, oh my God, you don't look good.
Yeah, but I could come to you with a bucket of feeds to draw fish and throw it inside of the thing, then one piece of meat on a hook, and that's to catch you.
So you're saying one word just spoils the whole.
Spoil the whole pot. But then in you, today we make decisions with our thought.
Yes.
Wrong. 1000% wrong. Every time you're going to make a decision with your thought, you're going to live to regret it. You have two stations to make a decision: your intuition and your instinct. And you are 20 to 40, 50 seconds before the effect. That if you miss out on it, you would always say, for the fall of my mind, that wouldn't happen to me. I know it was coming. I sense it was coming.
Right,
But why did you shift on it? Because of interest, because of favoritism, because of opportunity, because of gain. If you remain on your loyal stand, you can't fall. It's when you shift for something that is not rightfully deserved, is where consequences strike in.
But would you say your thoughts are connected to the universe, and if you don't cultivate your thought energy or your mind's energy or God's energy, you kind of lose focus, and therefore it blurs the true thoughts of what should be considered the truth.
If a man is active, he is busy, he's involved, he's engaged, his thought cannot trouble him. But if he idling, if he's sitting and have nothing to do, his thought is being fed with something that is not of his nature and not in his favor, then who's that?
So, it's crazy. It's funny you said that, because I was thinking an idle mind has idle thoughts.
The devil is looking for idle minds.
Yeah.
So he could inject his thoughts via your thought. But Bob Marley said, bury our thought and put our dreams to reality. He said that for a reason.
But
And the Bible itself said that we can't worship with our thought.
But
We
you
can't
need your
communicate
thought.
with our
Your
thought.
thought helps you. It's there for a reason. It's there for you to think. It's there for you to meditate. It's like a gift God gave us, the thought process, because you still have to think about how to do something, how to get something done the right way.
You will call it thought because that's what we were taught. That's the name they give it to us as. But our instinct and our intuition, which we call third eye, is what we make decisions from.
Yes, but that's still from the third eye. It is still connected to the mind, and you still
It's
have
still
to
you,
think.
the same person, but why now when you are engaged to say, okay, I'm going to do that, and then there is a thought in you contradicting you from doing that? This is the thought I'm talking about.
But wouldn't that be the devil's mind?
Not the devil mind. He has control over your thought. From the day one, he took control over your thought. So he acted in your thought without your permission, but he cannot make decisions for you.
I agree. He can't make decisions for you. You have to
But
make
you
it for
still
yourself.
can't stop him from coming to your thought. And what the Bible say? Resist the devil and he will flee from you.
I agree, but sometimes someone doesn't know who the devil is. They're
That's
confused
what
about
we're
it.
here for, to teach them.
Okay.
Because a lot of battles are empty. And unless this battle don't receive the truth, and it cannot solve the truth. For when you taste something from a battle, you can say, hey, the rest in the battle is what I taste.
Okay.
Today is not the case.
Okay. So with your school, you really help to teach others consciousness.
Yes, because there's a process with a child and its mother and its father. From 1 year to 18 years, you is independent, you is responsible, you is on your own. When I was young, it was not so. It was from 1 to 21 years. Now, these generation, when they reach 18, they are longing to reach 18 to plunge, not to elevate. And there's no one to explain them between that gap of plunging. You don't know when you're going to get back. For you don't have much time from 18 to 40 to build a future, to build a family, to set standard for your retirement. Your old age, you don't have time. When you reach 40, 45, it's done.
You think it's done at 45? It's
It's
never too
done.
old to learn.
Not to learn. Make a child 45 years and wait 20 years so that child to be adult. What age you in? You're 60. 55, the baton of correction is taken from you. You became grandmother. You loving, you caring, you cherishing, you protecting, you preserving. You don't have the spirit to correct, not to bring judgment anymore. This is what age brings.
I've never quite heard it like that because
People don't study the human. They study everything else. I study the human.
But I always think at 55 is when you develop your spiritual eye more so because now you're older and you're more conscious.
When you stop judging, you stop condemning, you stop accusing, you stop inflicting, you begin to cherish, you begin to use wisdom instead of knowledge.
But that happens as you get older. That's why they say the older you get, the wiser you get, or you should get at least.
But that don't stop you from being wise as a youth.
Right. Okay.
It's just the age have reason, season for reasons. So when you reach 30 years, you see the world different. A youth in his 20s would continue to live pleasure, live opportunity, live money, live finance, live deals and everything. When he get 30, his responsibility age. I have a child, I have a woman, I need a work, I have to pay bills. When you reach 40, 45, then the child itself now close to be a man. You're thinking future for the child. But now the child come and make a child. You grand now. You don't have the power to correct, to rule, not to, you don't got no more. That gone from you to the child.
I agree, but everyone develops differently and at different ages in their life. What do you think about, especially when it comes to a man and sex? You think they should be wiser as they get older? Do you think when a man is younger, sex is probably a higher priority than when he's older, or should it be a lesser priority? Like, and I say sex because everyone loves sex. So should it be less of a priority and more of a develop your God consciousness stage where you begin to learn more about God?
It should be a gift.
What?
You don't get a gift every day.
You mean sex?
Yeah.
I mean, sex is a gift.
Because there's a period where we sex for children.
Yes.
And then there's another period where we get these children and we sex occasionally for coming together, union and togetherness, and we pleasure ourselves together. But it got a time when the woman first does have a retreat. And if the man is not conscious that she who will have the retreat first, he will find himself intruding. And not intruding, maybe exporting or going outside. So I don't think it should be based on that. It should not be based on that, because sometimes the woman up and sometimes she's down. I don't think that sex should be forced. I don't think that two people should have sex if they agree to have sex.
You don't
One party or the other should wait until that coming together with two people agree things shall happen. Where there's a disagreement, you have to negotiate until it happens.
So you're saying a man should not step out on the woman, especially when the woman gets older?
Going out is a bigger problem, because if a man look on another woman to have sex with her, he already committed the act just by looking on her, because spirit is first, physics secondary. That's what Christ said. So we as human, as men, the closest I could get to you to explain to you was a man in regard to sex, it's a dog. The dog don't have shame. He don't have pride. He would do what he have to do in front of everybody. The man is the same, but he have pride and he have shame. It's a man speaking to you. You would never know a man.
Okay, but you're saying the man should be more mature.
more
about
mature,
his
but what we
decision.
are in here today, I born and raised up in a country here that is colonialism. But when I born, colonialism was there, but not effective, not acting, not governing, not ruling until 1977 when they came back and they began to rule. And the first person they meet in their face was I, because I was not accustomed to that. I was not accustomed of people telling me what to do, where I go, I must walk with papers and all of these things, and I don't know you. So when you live in these countries, people get conditioned. Fear take hold of them. They walk in line to certain requirements, and then it's no longer the human. That's where I live.
Okay.
And here where I live up here, don't try enter. Don't bring that type of life here. It's not acceptable. And they all know that.
The spiritual realm. Is that what you're
That
talking about?
colonial life.
Okay.
They
All
could
right.
send the schools, they could send the institutions, they could send the organizations, they could send the families, they could send the sports, all that. But they, with their doctrine and their way of function, don't come.
Okay. All right. So this is your school and you teach different things. What are some of the things you teach and how can someone enroll or where can they find you?
I live here. I raise up, walk here, go sleep here, raise up here. Very few you will catch me in the town. That's because I don't have somebody to bring something for you. I here permanently.
Do you have people coming to your school on a regular basis?
Yeah, I don't go nowhere. I set standard for people to come. For this week alone, there's 3 schools that is canceled because of the weather.
Yeah.
So when the schools come here, I have to give them a reason why there's no agriculture in Sint Maarten.
So yes, so you're in St. Maarten and you teach agriculture. So you're teaching.
I teach spirituality. I do sacraments. I baptize people. I marry people. I bury people. Sanctify babies. I create organization. I install priests. I install deacon. Whatever you want in the spiritual realm, I does.
How can someone find you
I live here. Or I have a phone number.
online?
Online, Touzah Jahbash.
Do you have an Instagram page? Are you on social
I
media?
have an Instagram page,
But you don't
I
use
don't
it?
know how to work that.
Okay, but they can find you via your phone number.
Yeah, you could find me via
Okay,
my
awesome.
phone number. I have WhatsApp and I have email. I'm in Messenger also.
Okay, very
You
good.
can find me with that.
Okay, what is your number? You can say it.
My
on here.
number from here to you would be plus 590 690 374076.
And this is St. Maarten,
Yeah, that's Touzah Jahbash.
the Dutch,
French.
the
side.
French side.
Yeah.
And do you also speak French?
Yes, I speak French,
And
I speak Creole, and I understood Spanish but don't speak it.
Okay, and English, of course. Awesome.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
anyone who wants to come to learn spiritualism
Yeah, when you ask me what do I teach?
and agriculture, yeah.
I teach the history of the country in regard to displacement of humans.
Yes.
1914 war, 1945 war. This is why our men's and minds leave the country because of that war. Then women and children remain. That's the reason why we so. Then I teach them what was the colonial cultivation here. We had tobacco, we had cane, we had cotton, we had coffee. Then I give them the different areas, and in regard to volcano, archaeological finding and all those things, I have researched, and since 1976 I'm a researcher. I could tell them 23 volcano bust on this side, and over here equivalent which is 50 to 60 volcano and 37 square miles.
That's awesome.
Then you have an area where I could present to them that tsunamis what caused this landscape that we have here.
So, like geography.
Landscape, yes, all of that. Then also I have the spiritual values of words, how to manage in a relationship, how to and to react with friends and relatives in regard to healing, cure, consciousness, you know, and helping people to understand the difference between acting and not acting.
Yes.
And all these things is there, and then I deal with medicinal plants to give them the knowledge and the properties of all the plants that is around. Like this one here. This is vervine.
Okay, hold 1 second.